Listen, let me ask you this. Have you ever set out to do something? Like maybe you had a goal in mind and then you kind of made it happen, but it kind of made you feel like it didn't make you happy. It didn't make you feel the way that you thought it would. Today, I want to talk about how do you set truly meaningful goals and actually go for them and actually make them come to life. So my name is Joe Bakhmutsky. I'm proud author of Finding Hope in Times of Uncertainty, a guide to thriving in a challenging world of today. And I want to welcome you to Power to Be Happy. And listen, for me, I know that I remember I used to be really into chess, and growing up in Ukraine, like it wasn't like some geeky thing that people were into. It was like a sport, right? Like I remember I had a coach, and we had, like, I was part of a club and we had competitions. And I remember, like, even as a kid, like I was super advanced, right? Like I was constantly playing, I was constantly learning, I was constantly trying to get better. And like my coach was actually probably the best teacher or mentor I've ever had, because he was always like pushing us but also encouraging us. And I remember there was this one point in the competition, and I was facing this one guy from my chess club, right? And if we both had the chance to, like, if either of us won, like that person could get a new ranking, and that would be like a big goal. And for like that would be like a step like before international competition. Like that was a big deal. But only one of us could get it, right? We had to win. And so the coach was really excited. Like he was saying, like, it doesn't often happens that two people from the same club one of them can get an opportunity to get that ranking. But when me and him talked about it before the game, we realized that if we have a draw, that we both could get that first rank. And I just remember that, like, when we actually set out to play the game, we would just sit in a competition. And when you're playing competition in chess, there's often times people come over to kind of have a look at the game, to get a feel for it. And I just remember us sitting there and our coach just approaching to look at the game from the side. And he stood there and he looked at it and he realized, he saw that we were playing for a draw. He just saw it. And I remember the look of this deep, profound disappointment on his face. Because he wanted us to go for it. He wanted us to really give it our best, even if it means that you could lose it, right? It means that you don't get it now. And who knows when, right? And I just remember when I ended up getting that rank, because we went for a draw. Like, it felt good for a little while, but it wasn't what I expected. It wasn't something that really made a big difference in my life. And I think because I also didn't earn it. I didn't really push or stretch, but there was things missing about it. And that's taught me the lesson of having meaningful goals. Because I realized maybe that wasn't even my goal. Like, maybe the goal was to put what I learned into practice and earn it in a big way. So, what are your true goals? Like, what is something that you truly want? Not something that, other people will commend you for. Not something that, sounds good or looks good, right? But something that you truly, deeply want right now. Right? Maybe there's a goal, but like beyond that, there's something that is gonna give you, or something that it will bring into your life. You know? I think for me, like I remember that the biggest dream I had in my life in my 20s was like I just after this huge breakup in my life, I felt so miserable. And I remember I was so like felt so alone and so desperate and so out of touch because I felt like no one understood what I was about. And I wanted to find love. I wanted to truly you know, give all of my love to someone and have them love me back. And that was like my true goal because I felt that this would be when I would truly belong. This would be when I wouldn't have to try and be someone else and pretend. But it was hard, right? Because I had the experience of going through sexual abuse as a child, and that really messed up my mental health. I had all these anxiety and panic attacks and all these crazy and random thoughts that just kept interfering in my life. If I was with someone, even if I was really into them, I couldn't have sex because I haven't built up that kind of trust, and so I felt like kind of frozen. I literally couldn't have sex, you know. So I was in a deep dark place, but the goal was like my shining light. That was my hope in life, something that I aspired to truly have. And that's why I was able to, for so long, to keep going for it, to keep pushing for it, to keep striving for it. Even when I had no hope inside, I didn't know how to talk to women. I never really had the experience of having that true love, and I just so many times failed, and so many times I thought, oh, like something's gonna work out here, and it just all fell apart in the last moment. And I think I want to share with you that reaching that goal and spending probably 4 years to seek love and finding that true love has been more beautiful than I could have ever imagined. It gave me incredible strength, incredible belief in myself, and I think a sense of normality. Right? For the first time in my life, I actually felt normal. Not because I was just with someone, but because I was like, you know what? I can do this. I can love someone and be loved in return. And that's what life was about and still is about. Like the driving force of my life is love. So I want to talk about goals from a different perspective. When I talk about a goal, I talk about not just achieving something that you can achieve and then feeling unfulfilled, but I'm talking about something greater, where you actually strive for something that might be beyond reach. But when you actually get it, when you actually achieve it, when you bring it into your life, it transforms you. It transforms your experience. It transforms the way you look at yourself. It transforms the way that you feel. It transforms the way you want to look towards the future. And it all begins, to me, the goal the G goal in goal means giving your best, right? It's not about just the outcome itself, but the road that you take to get there. And I think it's that commitment to really give it your absolute best. Because I knew that if I was gonna, fall in love one day, I had so many obstacles. I've never had the experience of knowing what it's like. I wasn't good looking. I had all these hang-ups. I had all of my difficult history. I had all of these problems with mental health. There was nothing that I had that set me up to win. So I knew that I would have to give my absolute best to go for it. That I would have to have this intention and commitment to really go for something that truly matters to me. And I really believe that commitment to go after something that you will truly give meaning to your life, a new dimension, a new sense of wholeness, a new sense of just a greater, vision of reality, a greater part of something. Maybe you're now become a greater part of something that truly matters to you. You get that sense of belonging, right? What is something that you can truly commit to, right? Something that you truly feel like you can get behind. Something where you want to give your best because it truly matters. I think that is a great place to really begin talking about goals. Is going, where is it you're going to give your best on consistent basis? Like you could just really say, I'm going to, no matter how long it takes, I'm going to do this. I don't have any answers. I don't have any guarantees, but I'm going to commit and I'm just going to give my best just to make it happen. This is a true goal. That is a true goal, where you're willing to keep giving no matter what. And I want to ask you, my friend, what is it something that you want to get behind? And I'm not saying it has to be some huge and impossible task or some dream that's going to take forever, but what is something that is going to be hard for you, but is actually going to be worth it, that you can commit to, knowing that no matter how hard it is, no matter how long it takes, you're going to get behind it. You have that commitment to get on the path and stay on it. Because that is what goals are about. It's about the commitment. Because listen, we know that whether this is losing weight, whether this is getting more fit, whether this is changing your career, whether this is making a new friend, whether this is starting a business, whatever that is for you, any kind of change is hard. And we want to acknowledge that. We don't want to turn away from that. We want to say, that's real. I know that's challenging, but I'm going to go for it. I'm committed. I'm going to give my absolute best. Part of the goals is realistically knowing that you're going to have to overcome obstacles. Right? We're going to just alluded to it right now, but I really want to talk about that part of having a goal is actually knowing that you're going to have to overcome difficulties, struggles, You're going to have times where you want to give up, where you feel like this is too hard. You're going to feel like this is not working out. You're going to have moments where you're going to be like, oh, this close, and then it just falls apart at the last moment. Knowing that this is a part of the journey, my friend, I think is so important. And you felt it too, right? I want to just ask, when was the time in your life when you had to overcome the odds? Where you had to deal with struggles? When you had to deal with disappointment? When you had your dreams shattered? That happens. The reason I'm asking you about this is because the time when you fell down, the time where something did not work your way, and yet I bet that those times, so many times, you found a way to keep going through life. You found a way to figure things out. You found ways to find your own way forward, even if it was difficult, even if it was challenging. And there are huge aspects of your life where you have a sense of achievement, where there's a sense of fulfillment, where you have a sense of progress. It's because of the times that you overcame those doubts. It's those times that you overcame struggles. It's because you overcame people's judgments. So goals is about knowing that you can overcome. It's knowing that those difficulties and struggles will be there, but knowing, you know what, you can handle it. You can work it out because you've done it before so many times. You've done it again, and you're going to overcome. And it's going to make realizing that goal so much sweeter because you know you worked through it. Next up, the A in goal for me is about amplifying your voice. I really believe that any goal worth having should really be an extension of who you are, your values, your beliefs, your philosophy of how you look at life, how you want things to be, what life should be like. Your striving, your hopes, your dreams, any goal should serve to amplify your desires, your striving, what you already want and believe deeply in your life. It shouldn't be something that speaks to other people's beliefs and dreams, but it has to speak uniquely to your hopes, your dreams, your desires. Because when you can really connect with things that are true to you and your way of life, that's when this goal feels in line with everything that you stand for. That's what makes the goal meaningful. So let me ask you this. A goal or a dream or an ambition that you have, how is it in line with what you truly care for? How is it connected to what you truly and deeply believe in? How is it going to be in line with what you're trying to do in this world, with what you're about, your essence, your spirit, your values? Right? That's what makes this goal meaningful. And last but not least, I really believe that any goal worth having should lead to more learning and growth, to figuring out what's right for you, to learning new things about yourself that you didn't even know were there. Figuring out new skill or a new way to do something, a new capability. And why that is important is not only striving for that goal, whether that goal is something realistic, something that you can accomplish this week, or whether this is something that's going to not take you years in your life. Those skills and capabilities, whether they're very specific or whether they are more broad, will serve you in the long term. They will enhance your confidence because you've been able to master something new, and they will likely impact into other areas of your life because you stretched yourself, and in some way or another, you will be able to apply those things that you've learned across different areas of your life. I believe that that's, my friend, is what's going to make that goal meaningful. Because you're going to be in a place where you are giving your best and truly applying yourself. You're going to be overcoming obstacles and you're going to be ready for it because you know that they're going to come. You're going to be in a place where you are doing something that you know is truly in line with your values. And you can always come back in moments of doubt, in moments of difficulty, in moments of struggle, and reconnect with your values, with your aspirations, with your truth, and make sure that whatever you do amplifies your true voice that you have within you. And last but not least, it leads to more growth and learning, which is ultimately will make you feel that you are stretching beyond yourself, and you will truly feel that you're on your path to bringing meaningful goals to life. That is what you deserve, my friend. This is Joe Bekmutsky. I want to thank you so much for being here today.